Hi, this is Adam Post, publisher of College of the Dead, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books, and soon to be again publisher of G.I. Jackrabbits. This is the first comic I published in 1986. It was a lot of fun. I was a kid. I was like 16 years old back in the day, and I'm bringing it back through ComicsGate now. I'm really excited about it. Now, let's get on to what we're talking about now, the infighting supposedly in ComicsGate. There really isn't any infighting in ComicsGate, none at all. I'm going to explain that to you in detail. First, I need to ask you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel, click the bell for notifications, and make sure to like this video. Okay, so let me tell you first what ComicsGate is, at least ComicsGate to me, so we know we're talking about the same thing. ComicsGate, hashtag ComicsGate, is a customer and creator movement evolving out of a backlash to social justice warrior propaganda infiltration into mainstream comic book publishing. SJWs somehow getting in control of editorial at Marvel Comics, DC Comics, even IDW, which is not even a major really, and somehow convincing all their staff, well, we need to hire people based on race, gender, identity, not on merit, and they went ahead and they really produced some really, really awful, embarrassing comics. Comic book fans don't like it. Comic book customers don't like it. People that want to see comic books destroyed and people that want to see comic book fans disappointed and give up on the hobby are happy. Everyone else is not happy about it. It's not profitable. It doesn't help comic book stores. It helps no one, only destructive people. So people that like destruction, they're thrilled with it. So that's why ComicsGate formed. ComicsGate is a customer backlash and also creator backlash, producing comics that are produced to standard, that are not discriminatory with respect to gender or race. They're just good comics that people want to buy, and they're sold direct to consumer. They're sold directly to people through crowdfunding, sometimes also through websites, sometimes also through Amazon, but primarily through crowdfunding sites and through Indiegogo. Okay, now there have been people talking about infighting. About ComicsGate having people, oh, you have people fighting within ComicsGate. There really aren't people fighting within ComicsGate. There are people that received tremendous benefit from ComicsGate, got put into their own independent publishing businesses as a result of popularizing themselves with ComicsGate. And they started their own business. Here's one. His name is Mike Miller. He's a really good artist. I really like his work. He has an upcoming book one of these days called Atomic Family. I think it's going to be really successful. He has another book called Lone Star. His business and his life was launched and relaunched through Ethan Van Sciver's Comics Artist Pro Secrets channel. I saw him on the channel. I saw him laughing with Ethan Van Sciver and a couple of the other guys on there, and they were having a great time and selling comics and doing well. And Mike decided, you know what, ComicsGate is not for him for whatever reason. Why exactly? I don't know. He said different things about it, but he went off and published his own comics. Is he arguing with ComicsGate? Like, well, yep, he has some issues with ComicsGate of his own. He can articulate them better than I can. But what I will say is he is not ComicsGate. He's not a ComicsGate person, so he's not infighting. He may be fighting with people in ComicsGate and targeting people in ComicsGate and not agreeing with people in ComicsGate, or he may not be, but he's not ComicsGate. So there's no infighting with ComicsGate. Similarly, there's a gentleman named Doug Tennapel. He made this very odd video, which to me looks like a bizarre recruitment video. I don't know what his purpose for this was. It's not clear to me. I've commented on this in other live streams. I was on Comics Artist Pro Secrets channel talking about this a couple times. John Malin did a great video talking about this. It's very unusual, but suffice to say, Doug Tennapel has been very successful as an artist before. He decided to join ComicsGate. Ethan Van Sciver was very generous with his time and with his YouTube following, put him into business again, self-publishing. In fact, I don't know if Doug ever self-published before, perhaps for the first time, made him a financial success, helped him build a following, taught him how to do YouTube. And Doug decided, you know what, I'm going to pick up and do my own thing, and I'm going to leave ComicsGate and stop supporting those guys who helped me. Which, for Doug, that's fine. As Ethan Van Sciver says, anyone who wants to leave ComicsGate and start their own business, ComicsGate supports that. ComicsGate supports the idea of independent publishers going and doing their own thing. No problem with that. They are competition if they decide to compete with other ComicsGate projects, but that's fine. Ethan wants people to do well. I want people to do well. I actually don't know anybody in ComicsGate that doesn't want other people to succeed. However, we don't want to have fighting with other people who have different ideas about what comic books should be, or who deserves what percentage of business, or how other fans should have their behavior on the internet. ComicsGate's attitude is, we're hands off. We produce good books. We don't try and tell people what they can and can't say and control their speech. That's all ComicsGate very simply is. So I wanted to clarify. I did it in this tweet. I wanted to clarify further and say there is no infighting in ComicsGate. Whoever's in ComicsGate is happy to be there. Whoever is not happy in ComicsGate, just like these gentlemen, Mr. Miller and Mr. Tennapel, they're more than able to leave. It's not something where once you get in, you can't leave, although it is something that there's a burden to the ComicsGate name, that because there's a lot of discrimination against people that associate with the name ComicsGate, because there are a lot of false smears and slurs against people in ComicsGate, because we're different in that we just want to produce content. We don't want to promote social justice warrior agendas. Then yes, once you utilize the name ComicsGate, that is a cost that you have to consider and you have to deal with. Luckily, it looks like for Mr. Miller and Mr. Tennapel, it hasn't hurt their business prospects at all. And we wish them well. We wish everyone well. There's no interest in fighting with anybody. My project is College of the Dead. It's already in print. I shipped it on time. This was my first ComicsGate project. I'm incredibly proud of it. I was holding up a copy just earlier. It's available through collegeofthedead.com, still in demand on Indiegogo. So definitely go check it out. It's 140 pages, really, really top quality work, really well done. And I've also launched the mailing list for College of the Dead 2, which I'll also have in the description. I want you to put your email address in here. Sign up for it. Doesn't cost anything, of course, because I'll need your help on day one, whether you're going to back me, which I really would appreciate. It would mean the world to me for you to do that. But at the very least, if you could just retweet me on day one, you know what I'm saying? Like, help get the word out so we can have a successful College of the Day book too. Doesn't have an official launch date yet, but having your name on the email address, it really helps me to have you on the list. Let's put it that way. It gives me confidence about the project too. And we could all use the extra support. So again, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and be sure that you're subscribed. Click the bell for notifications, like this video, and I'll see you again real soon with another video. And if you hear that there's infighting in ComicsGate, now you know that the truth is, no, there isn't. There's ComicsGate, and then there are ComicsGate's competitors. That's it.